Jake here for American Muscle, and today I'm taking a look at the Drake Muscle Cars wicker bill style rear spoiler in satin black, fitting 2010 to 2014 Mustangs. Adding some aggressive race car inspired style is easy to do with this satin black wicker bill style spoiler from Drake Muscle Cars. While it's not as aggressive as a big pedestal type of wing, this is going to bring you some aerodynamic benefits and keep a clean look to the car, all without spending all of your money. Now let's be honest here, for a street car, spoilers are more about form than function, but you won't hear anyone complaining if the spoiler in question has a little bit of both. Though again, this is not a pedestal spoiler, you do get some pretty aggressive styling here. It's a very angular piece that flows well with the Mustang's design language, makes for a pretty cohesive look, but one that is distinctly more aggressive than your stock spoiler. Now the intent here is also that this will increase some downforce on the rear of the car, which at higher speeds is going to give you some more grip and stability out back. Now this isn't going to immediately turn your Mustang into a touring car or a NASCAR, and that benefit is mostly realized at sustained higher speeds, not puttering around town. But a little extra grip and some cool style can go a long way, especially if you are hitting the track. And assisting with both of those is this center blade that is also adjustable. As you note, the holes here are elongated, so if you are hitting the track with your Mustang, you find yourself needing that little extra stability, you can easily adjust this, just loosen the bolts, slide it right up, and it'll sit a little bit higher. Or if you like the look, you can certainly just do that too. Construction of the main section of the spoiler here is lightweight blow molded ABS plastics. This material is very light, it's very strong, and it's very durable. And it's finished in this satin black coating, which you can leave just as you see it here for that blacked out stealthy look, or you have the option to paint it to match your car. Now that center blade we were talking about a few moments ago is made from Lexan, which is also a super strong, lightweight material. And everything attaches with custom machined metal hardware too, so it's a pretty high quality piece for what you're getting. Pricing comes in at about $300, putting it more on the affordable side when it comes to rear spoiler options. Not necessarily the least expensive, but you can spend confidently knowing that this is a good quality piece and it's going to look good on your car and maybe bring a little bit of a functional improvement too. Installation gets a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and it should only take you about 45 minutes to get this installed. Now this is billed as a no drilling required spoiler, and that is true, but only if your car came with a spoiler already from the factory. If your car didn't have one equipped as standard, well, plan on having to do some drilling. And that install is going to take you a little bit longer, but everything is set up. The spoiler itself is pre-drilled, and you've got a piece of double-sided tape running along the inner edge here to help make everything easy. And with that, let's head on over to the install bay where we'll show you the process.
For this install, you will need an impact, 10mm socket, 3 and 4mm Allen wrenches, and some alcohol prep pads. What's up guys? Today we're going to be installing a new spoiler on our Mustang, so let's get started. So to start things off, we're going to go ahead and take off our factory wing. Now we've got our trunk open, and we're going to go ahead and remove the 4 10mm bolts holding ours in place. So for that, we'll grab our 10mm socket on our impact and get those off, take that factory wing off. Now you want to try not to drop your hardware down into the support of your trunk here. Now for these last two, we're going to kind of tilt our trunk forward like this a hair, just so we can grab onto our factory wing a little better so it doesn't fall and hit anything and damage anything. Should save our washer here. Go ahead, pull that wing right off of there. Now one thing to note here, you'll notice that we don't have our fabric cover on our deck lid due to previous installs and many modifications to this car. This has kind of been lost to time, but from the factory you should have one covering all this, which you will need to remove. It's just a couple tabs holding it in place, so you can just pop those off, take that off, and then you can gain access to your hardware, which we showed you how to remove. So now we're going to grab our new wing and we're just going to set it in place on top of our deck lid, kind of get a dry run idea of where it's going to sit. So line this up with the edges our deck lid. Now this is just a general getting an idea of where it's going to sit. Kind of have an idea. Then we're going to take this off and we're going to wipe that area down with our alcohol prep pads just to clean everything off. Go ahead and pop this back off. And we'll take our alcohol prep pad. We're just going to clean our edge areas off. Make sure there's no debris that's going to sit under your wing. You don't want anything scuffing and scraping your paint if you can help it. Go ahead and clean all this off. Next, we're going to go ahead and grab our provided studs and screw those into our bottom mounting holes here on our wing. So we'll get all 4 of those started. Make sure the Allen head part of it is facing out so we can properly tighten these down. It's also a good idea to throw some Loctite on these, as you don't want anything backing out while you're riding down the road. For demonstration purposes, we're not going to Loctite ours, but it is a recommended thing to do for doing yours at home. So now once we have these in place, we're going to go ahead and grab a 3mm Allen wrench and go ahead and just tighten all these in. Next, we can go ahead and peel the cover off of our adhesive backing strip on the front portion of our wing here, spoiler. And what we're going to do is pull a couple inches off each side, kind of fold that out so we can access this. We'll do that on both sides here. And we're going to go ahead and set this in place on the vehicle. Line up our studs here with our bolt holes. Make sure that's evenly spaced. Then we're going to go ahead and come to the front part where our adhesive strip is and start pressing that down into place. So we'll go ahead and press this corner down, and we'll start peeling our cover off. We can go ahead and firmly press down on the front of our wing and get that adhesive to adhere to our deck lid. Then you want to make sure the back part of your wing isn't raising up while you're doing that. Now that we have that in place, we'll go ahead and open our deck lid back up. Now we can go ahead and grab our supplied flat washers and 10mm lock nuts and begin installing them onto our threaded studs here. Start with our middle ones. Go ahead and get the rest of them on. Now we can go ahead and grab our 10mm socket again on our impact and tighten these down. once we have these tight, we can go ahead and close our deck lid back up. Now we can go ahead and install our Lexan centerpiece with our provided 4mm Allen head screws and captive washers, and we'll tighten those down with our 4mm Allen wrench. Go ahead and get our first two started here. And we'll get the rest of them in. Just loosely for now. Now that we have these loosely in place, we can go ahead and set where we want this to sit. It is adjustable. We're going to make ours nice and level. We'll go ahead and tighten these two center ones down first. And we'll go ahead and tighten the rest of them down.
That's going to wrap it up here for our review and install of the Drake Muscle Cars Wicker Bill style rear spoiler in satin black, fitting 2010 to 2014 Mustangs. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, for all things Mustang, be sure to keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.